It will. So I think it comes down once again to what's going to happen on this very first turn. As we do see the leads on the board. To also continue to think about Trick Room setup in this moment. I wonder.
Exactly. Trick Room has the capability here, and really, Yuta is in, I think, Luca's head. What's it going to be? Redirection coming through from the Overwatch, drawing in all of the attack potential. Maybe instead, it's going to be potion coming through. And as you can see, Calyrex is going to be getting the attack and the defense that is not redirected by the fire. It's not the speeds are very, very interesting. The Iron Valiant in a little bit of a detrimental position, but you can always use this opportunity to switch something in from the back, or let the Iron Valiant go down, be happy for it to be KO'd, and allow it to try and go for something in return here. You can always maybe switch out something like the Amogus, maybe just get some more health down the chain. But for me, it's about the Calyrex. In this situation, do you actually go for a protect and allow one time of Trick Room to allow for a ball position switch from that Iron Valiant, or do you just go for the Glacial Lance?
You just have to try to make the most of the attack moves that you've been given, right? You may not necessarily be able to get a big knockout onto this Pokémon, but it also depends on if you have these trained, but at the very least you've scared away this Miraidon. It is going to retreat, and instead it is going to be Iron Hands that takes its place. So let's see what happens from here after we see this attack moves for the Iron Hands.
Well, Yuta doesn't necessarily want to see this Iron Hands. We know that it has the potential to be faster in Trick Room against that Calyrex, and with the very low HP remaining, it's got something like a Fake Out should be able to get the edge on it. The Panda joining the field, though, bringing that rain is just going to enable none of these fire type attacks to do as much damage, but complete defense being going for that Spike Shield.
Spike Shield means that you are actually going to have it on the field a little bit longer. It's going to deny a boost, another boost to this Iceberg Calyrex attack, but as it's going to be the Iron Hands that have to take its place, it has the Assault Vest, it doesn't necessarily have a way to boost up its defenses, so that's over 50% it's going to take from a single Glacial Lance.
If I'm the Iron Hands now, I've got a decision to make. Do you go for the Fake Out to the Calyrex, or does the Calyrex protect, and then you want to go for the Fake Out to the Paddle? Because if you leave the Calyrex unchecked, another Glacial Lance is going to do a huge chunk of damage. But if you leave the Paddle unchecked, something like the Weather Ball is going to go down into the, or Hurricane even, into the opposing Overwatch.
That's why we're going to see the Amogus actually end up taking this Pelipper's place instead. The Calyrex smartly protecting itself so it doesn't have to fear a Fake Out. Fake Out does go into the Amogus though, so now that you see that come through, it's going to be a little bit more rocky helmet recoil and the Ivy console going into the protected Calyrex.
I really like this play by Yuta. It's sacrificing a ton of Trick Room to switch on the ball position, because now Amogus is going to be the slowest thing on the field. It can go for something like the Polypath and have that Calyrex regenerate a little bit of HP, particularly with the rain in play. It gives it a little bit more defensive support, or at the same time you can go for that redirection. You know that the Iron Hands only has single target type attacks, so you can draw them in. Obviously the Overwatch, however, being a thrust attack, is not going to be affected by that rage powder, so it makes things difficult.
It does make it difficult, meaning that if you try to redirect away something like an Ivy Cudgel, or even just a Woodhammer, this Calyrex that is already not going to be sitting at a very healthy amount of HP. So as you head into this next turn, we are going to end up seeing a Terrestrialization first, and let's see what it's for.
Nice to see a little bit later in the game, but it is indeed going to be on the Overwatch here, throwing this cross type and just becoming a fully fledged fire type in this rain on the field here, trying to maybe use that embody aspect to boost up the attack stat and get rid of this Amogus.
So it's going to really outdraw this attention away from this Pokémon, as it also has to take the little hit. Another little bit of chip damage down from this Iron Hands. Hits into both of these targets. The Iron Hands is definitely going to be down the Overwatch. Now that it is removed, that hard typing is still only taking about half of that damage.
It's still going to be vulnerable though, considering that's another chilling nade boost that the Calyrex has got. The Ivy Cudgel going to come through in the rain down into this opposing Amogus. It's going to be able to hit hard, and it is about to get the knockout.
The knockout even through the rain. That is what you can see from just this embodied aspect attack boost really trying to help out there. It allows Yuta to bring in something else, and this Calyrex in Trick Room is still going to be one of the faster things on the field, but it's going to be the first draft now that's going to take this Iron Hands' place.
This gets very interesting now. You've got the defense boost coming through from the Electric Sea, but you've also got Paddlepot, generally on the slower side Pokemon-wise on the field. But whether the Paddlepot and the Farigiraf are going to be able to move first could be critical there. Paddlepot in a prime position to target down something like a Weather Ball into that Overwatch and remove it from play. At the same time, Farigiraf doesn't want to have to take another one of these Ivy Glacial Lances. Maybe double up. The Paddlepot could be enough to get the KO. You have got the other boost. Overwatch may go down to another Glacial Lance.
This is the last turn room though, so we are going to have to see Yuta try to make the most of it. And while you have all these boosts intact, even the sliver of HP means that you will be up and ready to go for something like another attack. Now that there is also this terrassation on the Overblock, there's no way to counter out. You can actually terrassate to one to try to resist some of this damage. So we see the Overblock go for the spiky shield here. Very safe play to make sure that it will be one of the fastest things outside of this trick room. So when we do see this attack on this counter side spider, it is not going to end up attacking into the Overblock there. But critically, we also don't see a holding yet from this Caliber. But the Caliber, what is the Caliber going to do?
I mean, I don't know if there's too much that it can do here. The power play removing restricted here. Caliber was going for the win. This one is one down onto that room. The great boosted against the knockout. Both these trainers now, as trick room ends, falls to the last chip landing off the Caliber's going to be joined by the Iron Valiant, and it's going to be the Mariah joining the
Yes, but now that we end up seeing this World State, we have the Iron Valiant that's going to be coming back in for Yuta, which outside of Trigger, now that that's expired, is going to be faster than this Mariah, especially because Mariah's going to reset the electric terrain when it comes back in.
That's very true, giving a natural fast-like boost to this Iron Valiant. And as you said already as well, the terrestrialization has been used on that Oakmon, so there's no fair terrestrialization that can come from this Mariah. I have to say though, the one thing for Oakmon here is that redirection. If you want to go for the follow me and save the Mariah from having to take a powerful spirit break from the Iron Valiant, that could be exactly what the Mariah needs in order to get some damage down on the field. You could go for something like a Dazzling Gleam, but there is the potential of a Wi-Fi on the opposing side. So I think you've got to look at something that's going to be boosted by the Electro Train, maybe the Electro Drift. I think it's time to see it.
I think it might be time to see it as well. We saw how much the voltage for the Mariah did into the Iron Valiant before, so we know that an Electro Drift would certainly be able to get the knockout as well. Yuta still hasn't used Terra though, and there is a very good defensive Terra. When you take a look at this Caliber being able to terrestrialize to the grass type,
Yeah, Caliber can't protect either, so it's going to be completely vulnerable to any